People who frequent P. Diddy's parties are already aware of the nature of these private events, which are far from being considered sacred or spiritual. Understanding this sheds light on perspectives like that of Geno Jennings. Although Jennings may draw from credible sources, there's a risk of misinterpretation due to the stark contrast between his role as a preacher and his attendance at P. Diddy's events. In light of recent blurred lines within various industries, the P. Diddy saga has brought this issue to the forefront. While it's not unusual to see singers, actors, and performers at such gatherings, the presence of figures expected to uphold a moral compass for society raises significant questions. The revelations from individuals like Cassie and select bodyguards who worked closely with P. Diddy have exposed the reality of these exclusive gatherings. Many were already privy to what occurred, while others were unaware until they experienced it firsthand. Some attendees may have endorsed the spectacle, while others opposed it. Nevertheless, repeated attendance at P. Diddy's events indicates an appreciation for what transpires there, raising eyebrows, especially in the case of figures like T.D. Jakes. The media's focus on T.D. Jakes attending these events underscores the inherent risks associated with such activities. While it's one thing for him to engage in potentially lucrative ventures, it's another to navigate the ethical implications, given the notoriety of P. Diddy's gatherings. Collaborating with P. Diddy and exploring ways to incorporate God's message into his secular music represents one aspect of T.D. Jakes' engagement. However, his participation in worldly activities that seemingly conflict with his religious beliefs raises significant questions. At events hosted by P. Diddy, T.D. Jakes isn't delivering sermons or discussing scriptures. This was precisely what Geno Jennings highlighted. Jennings questioned why someone of T.D. Jakes' stature would attend these gatherings, especially given the well-known nature of what occurs there. Jennings' concern extends beyond mere attendance. He's questioning T.D. Jakes' involvement during these private parties. As a preacher with a vast congregation, T.D. Jakes is acutely aware of the media's scrutiny. Jennings suggests that not all preachers are as they appear, hinting at discrepancies between public persona and private actions. T.D. Jakes, being a prominent figure in the pastor industry, faces heightened scrutiny. However, Jennings' sermon raises broader questions about the conduct of other preachers nationwide who may engage in similar activities. Jennings' intent was to challenge the notion of turning a blind eye to unethical behavior within the clergy, using T.D. Jakes as an example. Instead of addressing the allegations or clarifying his stance, T.D. Jakes' response seemed defensive, threatening Jennings' broadcast. This reaction, coupled with his continued attendance at P. Diddy's events, lends credence to Jennings' concerns. The absence of a denial regarding participation in questionable activities at these parties further fuels speculation. T.D. Jakes' focus on Jennings' actions, rather than addressing the core issue, only adds weight to the suspicions surrounding his involvement in such events. So, the lingering question remains, why did T.D. Jakes choose to attend P. Diddy's events? First and foremost, it's crucial to acknowledge that the events T.D. Jakes attended weren't typical fundraisers. Their nature and activities were distinctly different. In such circumstances, T.D. Jakes should unequivocally denounce any fundraising proceeds derived from questionable acts. However, it's evident that not only did he attend these gatherings, but he also frequented them, now facing accusations of misconduct as a consequence. This reality underscores a fundamental truth. Money often drives actions in such circles. Given P. Diddy's considerable wealth and influence, it's plausible that T.D. Jakes saw these events as opportunities to solicit donations for his church. He may have viewed his presence there as a strategic move to appeal to fellow attendees for financial support. However, this poses a dilemma, considering his role as a religious leader with profound ethical responsibilities. When T.D. Jakes aligns himself with figures like P. Diddy and other industry titans, it inevitably prompts scrutiny regarding his intentions. His subsequent response to his congregation further complicates matters. Instead of addressing allegations of potential misconduct directly, he adopts a stance of vulnerability, acknowledging his imperfections without clarifying his involvement in any illicit activities. The absence of a clear stance on his part regarding the nature of his engagement at these events only adds fuel to the speculation surrounding his motives. As a revered religious figure, T.D. Jakes' actions and statements carry significant weight, making it imperative for him to provide transparent and accountable leadership, especially in contexts that raise ethical concerns.